YouTube, what's good? Welcome to the channel Creative Minds. Coach Leo speaking. Hey, look, I'm going to talk on solitude. I think solitude is the gift nobody wants, but everybody needs, especially if you're coming out of a traumatic situation, whether it's death in the family, death of a loved one, relationships, lost jobs. Sometimes you need that time alone. Sometimes you need that time to heal. I say it's a gift because I've been in and out of solitude for probably about the past 2 years. And within them 2 years, I've come to learn that solitude is probably one of the greatest gifts that I had ever had to go through, right? You gotta excuse me, they got frogs chirping right here, areas flooded, and they got cars passing by me. But solitude was probably one of the greatest gifts that was ever given to me. And in solitude, I had and still have time to work on me. Now, I will tell anyone, it is a gift that nobody wants. When I first started going in solitude, I came out of my second marriage, and oh my God, it was miserable. It was miserable. I was running from myself, meaning I was always trying to do something. I was like, couldn't stay in the house I couldn't stay in the house for an hour at a time. I would come in the house, go to sleep, and I'm out the house again. I mean, I was always having to do something because I was not used to being by myself. And when you live the life that I used to live, I was going from woman to woman to woman to woman. So I never spent no time alone. I never spent no time going deep down inside myself. But I will tell you, when that time comes and you have to go in isolation, sometimes you ain't gonna have no choice. I know for a fact that the universe, God, source energy, whoever you pray to, it made it to where I had no choice but to stay in solitude. And when I got to understanding why I was staying in solitude, I understand that my purpose, my mission, what I'm sent here to do was way bigger than me. In other words, I was going through an awakening, and solitude is part of it. There was a video I looked at, and I just came across the video probably within the last 6 months. It said, solitude is a gift, and everything is a test of your endurance. And man, when I heard that, I said, man, that's a true statement. Because when you think about it, when you having to deal with, and I'm not saying dealing with in a negative way, when you dealing with work, when you dealing with people, when you dealing with relationships, family, whatever it is a test of your endurance. It is a thorough test of your endurance. But being in solitude gave me the one thing to work on that I was so scared to work on because I was running from it, and that was myself. I was so afraid to work on myself. And even this morning, I went on a road march, like 3 in the morning. And I finally come to a realization that I ran from myself so much. I've had dreams where I'm running. I'm always being chased by something, but I've only been chased by myself. So I now have to learn, I have to run to me to heal me. And solitude gives you the opportunity to heal yourself. Solitude gives you a chance to work on yourself. Solitude gives you a chance to just sit in stillness and to listen. And man, when I tell you the higher powers are speaking to you, I cannot make this up. I've been spoken to more by guardian angels, higher self, spirit guides, ancestors, the universe self. I've been spoken to, and in solitude, I've heard, and I've gotten the answers to the questions that I've asked. So, for those of you that's, let's say you're going through an awakening, you're on a spiritual journey, or you don't know what you're going through, but you just know that it don't feel good. Solitude is a gift, but it's the gift nobody wants. And if you ain't used to being alone, I promise you, stay in solitude. It's painful. I cannot make this up. Solitude is painful. It's very painful, but it's very needed. But once you in solitude, once you understand why you in solitude, you start to enjoy that you can get those answers that you've been long seeking. You have that chance to work on yourself, because 2 years ago, I wasn't the guy that I am now. The guy that I am now is a whole lot more wiser, smarter, more in tune to himself and to source energy, the universe, God, and all that stuff. The amount of knowledge that have come to me in solitude is beyond belief. The changes I've made to myself, beyond belief. I looked at where I was 2 years ago to where I'm at right now. Oh my God. My mouth is still open at all the changes, everything that I made to myself while being in solitude. Excuse me, when trying to blow my phone down, but I ain't gonna let that happen because we wide open this video, and I gotta put this out. But I will tell you, solitude is a definite gift, and it's the gift that nobody wants to be a part of. Nobody wants it, because if you're not used to being by yourself, it is traumatic. It's gonna hurt you. But if you're used to being by yourself, it gives you the opportunity to work on yourself. It gives you opportunity to fix you. And I cannot express the gifts that I've gotten while in solitude. And it's not the gift that you might think like, okay, here's all this money, here's this. Yes, have I learned to manifest while in solitude? Yes. I've learned all the processes, everything dealing with manifestation. But I've also learned a whole lot more. I've learned what my purpose is in solitude. I learned who I am, a divine being, in solitude. There's things I've learned in solitude that I would not have gotten if I'd have still been out there in the streets chasing women, if I'd have still been, drinking hard and all that stuff. And I'm not saying I don't go out and party and have a good time. I'm going to have a good time. But I've learned to have a good time with me. I've learned to love me. And doing solitude, I've learned that the more I love me, the more I can love others. Because the old saying in the spiritual world, and some of you may have heard, some of you may have not, as above, so below, as within, so without. My outer world is my inner world. You know what I'm saying? I've learned the power of I am that I am. And I'm telling you, the power I am is, folks, when you speak them words, I am, and what you put behind it, it comes true. I'm happy, joyous, and free. I'm loving, kind, harmonious, and peaceful. Folks, that is who I am today, because that's the power I am. I know I'm a powerful being. I am powerful beyond belief. Folks, when you put those words together, it's unfathomable to understand that that's who you are. And at the end of the day, I learned all this in solitude. Like one of me and my spiritual sister, we spoke on this and we laughed. We say, man, we'd have known this before going through all this. You know, that whole red pill, blue pill, man, we'd have been choking down blue pills left and right. Because yeah, the journey is painful, but man, it's so rewarding. It is so rewarding, and you can't go back. You can't go back. So part of the journey is isolation. Isolation is a gift. And I will tell you, folks, if you ever got to go in isolation, and it is hard, and it is difficult, stay in it. Silence yourself. Do not put nothing in there. Don't jump from relationship to relationship. Don't make the mistakes I used to make. Folks, sit in solitude. Understand that that's your time to talk to source energy, the universe, God. That is your time to address yourself. Because the better off you become, the better off everybody else become. The more you're able to pour into you, the more you can pour into others. Hey, look, I just want to share my thoughts on being in solitude. And at the end of the day, look, I will tell you, in the beginning, that joker is hard. But I will tell you, the gifts are far more, they're invaluable gifts, being in solitude. Hey, look, I just want to share this with you. Thank you for chiming in. Coach Leo speaking. And stay tuned. Got more to come.